guys, my name is Wandayi for the Unscripted Talks here in Dub Radio. So today I just want us to do some keen analysis with the political landscape and how things are fast changing from the politics of tribesmen. The politics of our own is being attacked, and politics of national interests. Now, I want to specifically target the opposition and the government. And when I talk about the opposition, I want to categorically speak about Raila Odinga. And when I talk about government, I want to wire back from the era of Moi and Kibaki, then we come to Uhuru Kenyatta, and finally to William Samoei Ruto. So first of all, you remember during the Moi era, when there was an attempted coup. Yeah, General Oguna, they were convicted of anarchy, and the person who benefited from that still is Raila Odinga, who through the corporation, he then became the Secretary General of Kano. From then, he did say Moi must go. And in 2002, when they joined hands with Kibaki, Emilio Stanley Kibaki, who was the third president of Kenya, they believed strongly on a multi-party democracy. That's the same thing that made them join hands. And for once, Kenyans joined hands, disregard of tribal alignments, and people voted in for Kibaki, as Raila did tell them that Kibaki to share. During the second term, now we could see clearly that Raila also wanted to vie for presidency, which we all think that the polls were looted and he was deprived of his win, and Kibaki was declared the winner and consequently became the president. There were a series of demonstrations, riots across the nation. Then there came the Grand Coalition government. Then the two people who found themselves in a very dangerous situation, in a very steep situation they couldn't get themselves out, was Uhuru Kenyatta, who was in the back alignment, and also William Samoei Ruto, who was an active member of ODM by then. We are now talking about the 2007. Consequently, the two found themselves being prosecuted in the ICC, the International Criminal Court. And the case went on day in, day out. Consequently, the witnesses kept on disappearing. Remember, already Raila Odinga is in government as a prime minister. From then, there came the duo who were united for a specific cause, Uhuru Kenyatta and William Samoei Ruto. They vied for the presidency, Uhuru being the head and also being deputized by William Samoei Ruto, which went on well, and it was smooth for the first term, but still riots here and there. As you know, Raila had also contested the same presidency. Come the second term, there were rifts between the president and his deputy William Samoei Ruto. And as you remember this common term, kumi za Uhuru Kenyatta kisha kumi za William Ruto. So the central residents and I could call the electorate in central had now gotten themselves into a debt of ensuring Ruto supported Uhuru Kenyatta for presidency. Now they were under a debt that they were to support Ruto when he vied for presidency. What brought rift between the two? It was the unity, what we commonly know as the handshake. That up to date, we don't know the agreement that was between Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga. So by then, the opposition was also killed. Now, we had a government of national unity by then by the name Handshake. During his campaigns, William Samoei Ruto did say, do we see him as a person whom can be deprived of this presidential seat by the instance that maybe his votes could be stolen? And believe it, me, through whatever means, he was elected into presidency. And Raila Odinga also came and said Ruto must go when there was extreme hunger, people, the commodities, the prices of commodities were so high, the economy was so bad. But remember, that was not the first time that prices of commodities were hiking. Even during the handshake, commodities of prices were so high. So it would be a fallacy and also a very big pretense from the side of the opposition to claim that they are fighting for the common mwananchi. It is then that the deputy president Gachagua said there will be no handshake and there is no amount of demonstrations by the opposition that will amount to them joining the government through backdoor. And at one point, Gachagua said that the mistake he can do is to sleep with all his eyes closed. He will be sleeping with one eye open, and that he has put some barbecue traps inside State House that will trap any attempt to try and get into government with backdoor. Actually, he was referring to Raila Odinga. Now, in the recent past, what has happened? There came a movement, the Gen Z movement, aided by the millennials, to curb corruption. First of all, it was to reject the Finance Bill 2024-2025, because as we know, 2023-2024 Finance Bill wasn't helpful at all. So people are like, hey, we are not running away from paying taxes, but what we are against is how our taxes being used. So finally, the Finance Bill had to be withdrawn by the consent of the president. Now, the protests went ahead to Ruto must go. And they told Raila Odinga, relax, this is not your fight. You see, this generation we are seeing is a tribeless revolution. It is a faceless movement. It is a leaderless movement, but a movement that has clear vision of what they really want. Unfortunately, Raila maybe never listened to that. People in the demonstrations were unlived. We had bodies being retrieved from Quarry. You remember the incident in Quarry that was just 100 meters to a police station. You remember the person that was produced to be the person who was committing such atrocities, unfortunately, to be found that there is nothing linking that person with such heinous crime. Later on, what did we see on table? 4 ODM members being nominated for the cabinet. That is Joho, Wandayi, Oparanya, and John. all top-notch leaders from the ODM party. Now, if Ruto says that it was government of national unity, the opposition that was composed of Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance had so many parties, but why only bring on board the ODM? Then Raila comes and tells you, I didn't know about all of this. But well, if you decide to take all the experts from our end, we release them. But let them work according to the ethics of our party. Ethics of our party, not ethics of national unity, but ethics of our party, meaning some selfishness also getting them. That should tell you, if you're reading in between the lines, you'll know that Raila also is a very big deceiver, a scammer, if you got to say that. Because remember when Owiti Tado, remember when the Kisumu senator, remember when Jalango, the Langata MP, was seen to be cooperating with government of the day. What were they named? Betrayers and traitors. And they were to face a disciplinary. Why haven't we seen such being undertaken? If truly they didn't know, why didn't they face disciplinary? Double standards. Now, the political landscape is fast changing, because every politician, first of all, has to always seek support from his tribesmen, then come along to the electorate that is a cosmopolitan kind of electorate. But when you get deeper into states like Nyanza, there is still what is Swahili called kasumba. There is some kind of infection that is still going on. The tribes thing, our man, or right now our man is in the treasury, our man is in the cooperative, our man is in blah 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 blah, so many kind of things, understand it, which will derail development in those areas. Now, so long as there are regions that are still deeply rooted in tribal politics, you are getting it all wrong. No development shall come to your doorstep. The electorate is fast changing because the youth has numbers. And this time, they will not mind the party that you are in. They will not mind the alignment that you are in. But they'll vote according to competence. Doesn't matter how many years you've been doing politics. Ahmed Khalid is my name for Dab Radio, for the unscripted talks. If you're watching from YouTube, kindly subscribe, press the notification button. Anytime we are live or we upload our content, you'll be the very first person to be notified.